What are things that we have today due to religion? The Gregorian calendar system. Good beer. Most of the good European beer comes out of monasteries because monks found a way to cheat on fasting by just drinking. Most swear words in Quebec. Some of the good architecture. Lots of Baroque and classical music we still enjoy today. Chick-fil-A being closed on Sunday. The entire art form of theatre was created at a festival to Dionysus in ancient Greece. Edit. To expand. The first actor, as Greek tradition has it, was a guy called Thespes. Hence the term thespian for actor, who was a poet and started pretending to be the characters of the stories he told. There's some dispute among historians about the validity of these claims. But it's kind of one of those widely accepted pieces of folklore, and the festival of Dionysia is extremely likely to be where theatre was invented in any case. And even if not, most early theatrical conventions for how tragedies are written and structured developed there. While a lot of the rules and conventions of Greek theatre have died off. For example, the Greeks preferred plays to unfold in real time and in one place. If things happened elsewhere, we'd hear about it secondhand. They also did not use a lot of onstage violence. Greek theatre was wildly influential and remains so to this day. Also, the Greeks had comedies. They're called satyr plays. How the Dionysia worked is that playwrights essentially held competitions where they'd present 3 tragic plays on a single theme. These were frequently trilogies, and we have a few that survive to this day. Most notably the Cycle of Oedipus. The satyr plays were usually performed after the tragedies to lighten the mood. I could swear Lysistrata was a satyr play. But a quick internet search is proving inconclusive. And saying it's satire, which, come to think of it, satyr may be where the word satire comes from. Further edit. I looked it up. It is not. And if it's not, that means we only have one surviving satyr play. Most ancient works are present today because the monasteries made copies. Really cool hats. White Jesus with ripped abs. Much that we know about ancient history. Monks copied many old history books. Monasteries were one of the few places where common people could get an education. And good beer. Good beer also came from monasteries. Hospitals. Most were opened by churches in the old days. A good chunk of modern knowledge related to science and mathematics. The Catholic Church ran and funded a lot of scientific research as well as medical programs. The Islamic Golden Age is also a good example of increased awareness of science, economics, and other areas of study. A lot of people bring up Galileo as the Church shunning science, but the Pope and the Catholic Church funded Galileo research until he wrote the dialogue concerning the two chief world system, which appeared to attack the Pope. Holidays. Friday fish fry. Many societies were built up on religion as it was a way of bringing people together for common goals and values. Science. It might be surprising for a lot of them, but for science to develop, it needs patronage, and religion usually provided that. Take India, China, Greeks, Arabs. They actually grew a lot due to religion. Even the so-called Dark Ages is now being disputed, and the Christian monks actually helped in writing down and translating the ancient Greek literature, which then helped in reviving Europe. Intolerance, discrimination, violence, sexual abuse, hypocrisy. We have those issues without religion too. But religion has provided an additional, often sanctioned, venue throughout history. Millionaire pastors. This is hard to answer because so much of the foundation of modern society originally was brought from traditional religions. Unnecessary shame. Most things I know here in the age of enlightened atheism we think religion is mainly something we argue about online. But for literally all of history, your temples and churches were one-stop shops for socializing. Holidays, events, marriages, schools, libraries, therapy, communication, music, education, art, history. This is a very broad question. It's like asking what do we have today because of politics or war. It's got a million answers. These questions on Reddit. Literacy. I can't say for sure that we wouldn't have them without religion. But both modern healthcare and education were first done by the Church in Western countries. The idea that these are services that should be provided to many through pooled resources is consistent with Christianity. The Bible describes how early Christians lived in communes and shared whatever they had. This mentality has continued in the local churches until today, with many hospitals and schools built and run by the church. I don't believe there are any atheist hospitals, schools, soup kitchens, or homeless shelters. 1. The Gutenberg Bible was one of the contributing factors towards worldwide literacy. Back in the day, whenever people were taught to read, they were taught with the Bible. It had a fundamental impact on education worldwide. 2. Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. This is the basis for equal rights and equality. It took a while. But when you have it written in the book that both men and women are made in the image of God, it's kind of hard to justify treating women as second-class citizens.